You're listening to the Restaurant Operator Podcast.
At Summit Hill Foods Professional, creativity comes with a side of convenience. See how our full range of sauces and bases can help you reinvent your recipes and your customer experiences. By simplifying the cooking process, cutting down on ingredients, shortening prep time, and reducing waste, you can bring even more flavor to your menu with a whole lot less of everything else. Learn more at shfoodspro.com/bigflavors.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Restaurant Operator Podcast. I'm Mandy Detwiler, site editor for Pizza Marketplace and QSR Web. We're here today with Zak Omar, CEO of Atomic Wings. Zak, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
For those not familiar with the brand, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So Atomic Wings is an emerging brand out of New York City. We were actually the first wing restaurant inside of New York City. And now we're expanding throughout the nation. We have 15 locations that are up and operating, with another 10 under construction to open up by the end of this year. We have 100 agreements signed nationwide, and we look to be a major player in the space. Our wings are fresh, never frozen, and we provide a lot of differentiators from some of our competition. We provide a healthier wing, which is a grilled wing as well as the traditional buffalo wings, boneless wings, tenders, and chicken sandwiches. We like to consider ourselves as one of the premium products in the space. And, the fresh, never frozen definitely takes our product to another level.
Absolutely. So our topic today is customer service in the restaurant industry. Like most brands, I'm sure customer service is important to Atomic Wings. How would you describe the unique customer service approach at Atomic Wings that sets it apart from other fast food chains?
Absolutely. So being part of a franchise, it's a little more difficult because as a franchisor, you're not a joint employer. So you really can't tell your franchisees how to train their employees or how to interact with folks. But what we do is we train our franchisees so that way they can train their employees. Another thing we do is we make sure that we're bringing on franchisees that are active in their restaurant, no absentee owners. A lot of these larger players in the space, they have major investors come in who aren't actively working in their restaurant. So they really don't have the pulse of their restaurant, and they leave it up to employees. What we do is we make sure that the franchisees we bring on are active in their restaurants and are there on a continuous basis. I just walked into one of our Brooklyn locations and I saw one of the owners, stepping out behind the counter, talking to guests in his lobby, asking how the food was, asking about the game. And I think that really goes a long way with people these days.
Absolutely. I can see that being a big part of your MO. In what ways has customer feedback played a role in shaping Atomic Wings' approach to customer service? Using that customer feedback that you guys are getting from customers.
I think it's a major eye-opener for owners that can't be in their restaurants 24 hours a day. That customer feedback helps us get better. It's not just complaining to complain. It really does, help us understand where our weaknesses are. If we're getting the same complaint over and over, it's something that we need to fix. And if customers aren't telling us that, we can't read their minds, and we really appreciate that feedback because it does help us improve on a daily basis.
So how do you ensure that every Atomic Wings location maintains consistent and exceptional customer service standards, no matter if you're in New York City or if you're in Florida or if you're in Texas? How do you guys make sure that Atomic Wings feels like an Atomic Wings?
Absolutely. So we do our restaurant visits on a monthly basis, and our operations teams are talking to our franchisees. We're reviewing ratings, third-party ratings, Google ratings, Google reviews, third-party reviews, and making sure that our owners and operators understand the feedback that's coming through them and the level of expectation we have at Atomic Wings is, hey, we want to be at 5 stars or as close to it as possible. And that's something that we take, very seriously. I think it's a culture that we're building with our franchisees and they're building with their employees at the restaurant level.
Culture has definitely become a big part of the restaurant today. I think it always has been, but more and more we're hearing about restaurants who are really putting forward that culture into their mission statements, training their employees. Let's talk a little bit about training. What strategies do you use to train and empower your employees to deliver that outstanding customer service?
So what we've done is we've taken our training and we've put it online. So a lot of our training manuals and things of that sort, we've gamified a lot of that with tests and questions. And, that way employees, wherever they are, they can access this training. And then we reinforce that with in-store training as well, just so that, they're getting hit with that same message twice. Simple things, we're giving them scripts and then having them modify it because we don't want them sounding like robots either. We want that human element, that human
Right.
touch with our guests.
Well, speaking of technology, you guys have online ordering and a mobile app.
Correct.
When we're talking about technology, how do you make sure that you're using technology, you're utilizing it without losing that personal touch that doesn't come with tech?
Correct. So we're not, we don't want to lose that. We're not bringing kiosks into the store for folks to just order at the kiosk. We're bringing them in to kind of cut the line, right? We still have our folks behind the counter taking the orders. And if folks are in a rush, they can go to our ordering kiosk and order there for ease and flexibility and speed of service. Making sure that we're talking to our guests on a daily basis, as I said, interacting with them. Downloading the app just allows us to reward our loyal customers. And I think that's very important is rewarding the loyal guests who have been frequenting our restaurants and kind of giving them something back, for that loyalty.
What about the COVID-19 pandemic? Let's talk a little bit about that. With the rise of off-premise dining, what did you guys do to kind of adapt and improve customer service during COVID-19 to make sure you weren't losing that touch with guests?
So COVID-19, as you know, in March, New York was one of the hardest hit states in the country. New York City was kind of the epicenter of everything that was going on. And what we realized really fast was our model has always been sort of that carry out third-party delivery sort of a restaurant. What we realized was we need to make the experience a little better since we can't talk to that customer directly and they're ordering through third party or through the app. What we did was we try to make that delivery experience better, offering them tracking on our drivers, where our drivers are, making sure that they were getting their food hot and just the product quality was really what we focused on in that aspect. We also put bag stuffers in every bag that went out of our restaurant to kind of let customers know, hey, if you need us, you can order directly through us or give us a call and we'll still be there to take your order.
Awesome. So you didn't lose that personal touch. That's fantastic. What about programs that you guys are using to focus on rewarding and retaining these loyal customers that you guys are building with the brand as it grows? Do you guys have a loyalty or rewards program?
We do, and that's through our app. We have a loyalty reward program through our app where customers can redeem anything once they've accumulated enough points. And I think that's really something that we're trying to make sure that we're talking to our guests at every level and getting everyone signed up as much as possible, because it's a great program for folks who are loyal to us. They'll be rewarded with free food or whatever it is. We've offered everything from tickets to Final Four basketball games, tickets to the Super Bowl. So we offer a plethora of options for our guests.
That's awesome. I would have liked those. Wish we had an Atomic Wings here.
Yeah, coming soon, hopefully.
Coming soon. How important is community engagement and social responsibility to your customer service philosophy?
We let all of our franchisees know that whether you're in New York, Illinois, Indiana, wherever you are, it's very important to tie into that local community, because whether we're a national brand or a local brand, it really goes a long way to tie yourself into that community. The little league teams, the high schools, students, the fire department, the police department, and try to let everybody know that this is a community and support your local store owner, because that store owner, whether he's part of a franchise or not, uh, he's local to that community, and it goes a long way to get involved in any sort of fundraising they can help out with, or anything of that sort.
I think that's hard for franchisees when you go into a community and people see, oh, you're a big brand, or oh, you're a franchise. They don't realize that the franchisees are local. They're local owners and operators of that brand.
And that's why we tell our franchisees to do local sales marketing. Get out there. Don't just sit in your restaurant. Take some food out to that local hospital. Take some food out to the local police department, the high school, the public schools, and just get involved and let them know that you live here.
So what measures do you all have in place to kind of gather and analyze customer data to make sure that you're enhancing the customer experience?
So what we do is we have guest satisfaction surveys printed on our receipts, and currently that's what we're using. And we're always looking to enhance, our guest satisfaction program. But we wanted to start here. Not many questions there, about 3 questions, and then we'll expand from that. As we're growing as an emerging brand, we're going to get more and more data, which will help us make better decisions.
Okay. And you guys have a pretty strong online presence with online ordering.
Correct. So through third party, and we're reviewing, as I stated before, we're reviewing those, what their ratings are. Each franchisee, hey, you're at our cutoff point. You need to really step it up here. Here's the feedback that we're getting from the customers in your area that have ordered through you. And that's something that we do on our restaurant visits as an operation team, is we review that data with the local owner.
And how are you guys managing and kind of responding to customer feedback on social media and these review platforms? What are you guys doing to kind of answer back and make sure that you're seen as local and you do care about those reviews that people are leaving online?
So our Google, for instance, Google is probably the biggest one for us. And that Google, when customers go onto Google, they leave a review or they want to chat, that actually goes directly to that store owner. So that store owner is directly communicating with that customer. It's not an employee. It's not the franchisor. It's actually that store owner who's replying to that customer, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. What about employee morale and job satisfaction? Those play into delivering that kind of exceptional customer service. How are you guys working into that employee morale and job satisfaction to make sure that employees are happy and they're giving consistent quality customer service every single time?
Yeah, so employee turnover is the biggest problem for in our space. If you talk to any store owner, that's their biggest issue here. So one of the things we've done is we've partnered up with a company called Azaleo, which is an app, and it's a management app that franchise owners can have all of their employees download. What it does, it's an all-in-one management, employee management and retention program. So they have automated check-ins, recognition and rewards, automated scheduling. But what it does really is it gamifies a lot of the rewards for employees. So if you have a competition in a store, whoever sells the most X or whoever does, XYZ will be rewarded with a gift card or different prizes. And we've seen that go a long way with our employees.
So what steps have you taken to ensure that Atomic Wings customer service aligns with, let's say, changing customer preferences and dietary trends? We're seeing those, become more and more. We're seeing lots of keto and low carb, which I'm actually on right now, and vegetarian, vegan. What are you guys doing to align with those preferences?
Absolutely. So we're very keto friendly. Our wings are naked wings. So they're brined and they have flavor, full of flavor. They're not like many of our competitors don't brine their wings. They don't add any flavor to the chicken. So our wings are brined 24 hours in advance. They're naked, keto friendly, high protein. And another thing that we've done is we've introduced a grilled wing. Many of our competitors don't have that on their menu at all. If you go to any wing restaurant, you're rarely ever going to see a grilled wing on there. That's something that we've done from a health conscious perspective. Never touches oil, and it's just as crispy as a fried wing. We
Fantastic.
also, yeah, we also have use antibiotic hormone free chicken, which is a better chicken for you. And we also offer a vegan wing in some of our restaurants. So we've kind of thought about all that, and we have something for everyone.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really important, I think, in today's restaurant market. I think we're seeing more restaurants take those into consideration and make that a part of their day-to-day operations instead of just like an LTO or something that they're only offering for a limited amount of time. So in an increasingly competitive market, how does the brand maintain a customer-centric approach to stay ahead of the competition? How do you guys use customers to your advantage that other wing companies or other QSRs or fast casuals may not be doing?
I like to tell people you're getting a home cooked meal. When you visit our restaurants, you're getting a home cooked meal in a fast casual style restaurant. We want to have that welcoming, warm feeling when you're coming into one of our establishments. I think it goes a long way. I think sales come with great customer service and great food. It's hey, if you build it, they will come. Same thing here. If you're giving them great food and great service, they're going to let their friends know and other friends, and they'll be frequenting your restaurants often.
What about the future? What are we looking at in terms of, are you guys doing anything in the future when it comes to customer service, or what kind of improvements can we expect from the brand in the near future?
So we're always looking to improve on ourselves. We're not sitting back here on our heels, or what we're doing is our guest satisfaction surveys are giving us data, important data for us to improve upon. And that's something we're going to continue to expand, maybe, more questions, and the more data we get, the better we can be.
Well, that should do it for this episode of Restaurant Operator Podcast. Thanks so much for being with us today, Zak. That was some great insight.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was a great time.
And we'll catch you next time on our next podcast. Thanks for being with us.
With a full range of sauces and bases, Summit Hill Foods Professional helps you cut down on prep time, ingredients, and waste, so you can bring more flavor to your menu with a whole lot less of everything else. Learn more at shfoodspro.com/bigflavors.